Okay, so this is another story that happened actually not during the invasion of 1983, but this one happened subsequent to the invasion, probably around 86, 87. And as usual, we're always sitting on the concrete benches in the backyard. And we're sitting there one sweet, gentle sunset evening, might have been between 5 and 6. And my mother's there, her friends are there, my sisters are there, and we're all sitting there, we're having a good time, chatting about old times. And then suddenly, our evening is interrupted by a loud bang, boom, followed by a gut-wrenching scream. And then everyone jumped, what the hell is going on? But based on where we were sitting, we realized where the sound came from. It came from behind the Jehovah's Witnesses church, which was right across the street from us. So we all proceeded to go take a look. We walked along that little pathway along the church and looked down in the back of the church and saw a young man holding onto his face and screaming for dear life. It was like a gut-wrenching scream, like, bawling. So everybody sort of rushed and tried to get the kid to the hospital. But what had happened, as told by one of his friends who were hanging out with him, they were playing in the back of the church. There was some very nice vine growing at the back of the church. So they were playing and hanging out. And for some reason, they found a hand grenade. Of course, they did not know it was a hand grenade. So the kid who lost his eye eventually, he took the hand grenade and started hacking away at it with a cutlass. Of course, not knowing it's a hand grenade. And in the process of doing that, probably the pin might have fell out and then it exploded in his face. Luckily, that hand grenade had been degraded over time. As I said, it was probably 3 years after the 1983 invasion. So of course, with weathering and everything else, its potential for damage was lowered. So once he hacked away at the grenade, it exploded. Some shrapnel might have gone in his eye. Kid lost an eye. Horrible tragedy. So I say all of this to say that sometimes in war and intervention, the circumstances and the tragedy are not always immediate. Sometimes there could be lasting consequences, and sometimes there could be consequences that evolve over time, as was the case in this situation. Innocently, kid playing in the back of the church, finds a hand grenade, not knowing what it is, hacks away at it, and ends up losing his eye. What a tragedy. So this is some of the experiences we had. Again, as I said, it's not the best. It's not something we wanted. It's not something we invited. And some of it can be traced back to poor and horrible leadership. But I pray and hope that this kid was able in some way to live his life as comfortable given his situation. So stay tuned for more stories of courage, violence, fear, anxiety related to October 1983 invasion of Grenada. Cheers.